over the internet, you're going to find videos of people talking about how to be in your soft girl era, how to live a soft life, how to live a luxury lifestyle. And although those videos are great, especially if you are in the process of really trying to change some things up in your life and really just live a more purpose-driven life, I just find that those videos don't really tackle all of the things that are necessary in order for you to really transform. And that is how to be more spiritual, how to attain more wisdom, how to have more knowledge, how to accumulate more knowledge, and how to utilize all of these things in a way that is beneficial to yourself and to others. Being a feminine woman is not about being aesthetically pleasing. It is truly about learning to tap into the energy that you possess, the power that you possess, in order for you to live a life of either soft, luxury, or whatever type of life that you live. But in order for you to do that, you have to tap in. Today's video, we're going to be tapping in so that I can give you some tips that are going to help you live that soft girl feminine life. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is ChimereNicole and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some practical tips on how you can walk in your feminine identity and become the feminine woman that you desire to be. And I can guarantee that you have never, I mean never, heard these tips before. So make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to give you my #1 tip at the end of the video. So let's jump into it. So when I create these videos, I like to kind of give a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I am not going to be sharing with you tips on how to be performative. I do not want you to have to act as if you are this feminine woman. I want you to become her. Learning to become a feminine woman is not an act. It is not performative. So the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you today are going to help you become that woman inside out. Everything that is in you is bound to come out. So if you want to truly become a feminine woman, you have to make sure that you are working on yourself from the inside and not the outside. So it's not about wearing pink. It is not about being performative and acting a certain way or dressing a certain way, wearing a certain type of makeup or hairstyles or nails. It is all about your aura and how you present yourself to the world. In order for you to do that, you have to work on yourself internally. So the first tip I'm going to be sharing with you guys is going to be to learn to study yourself. Be a student of yourself. What that means is find out who you truly are. One of the ways that I like to do that is I like to write down my likes. I like to write down my dislikes, the things that make me tick, the things that trigger me. I truly learn to almost in a way become self-absorbed, learning everything that I could about myself. I study a lot of things over the years, but the biggest thing and the thing that's going to be the most impactful to my life is studying myself. So become a student of self. The reason I believe that this is a great way to learn to embrace your feminine identity is because if you don't know who you are, it's going to be 10 times harder for you to know the woman that you want to become and know exactly what work you have to do in order to get you there. So studying yourself gives you a really good starting point so that you know what your end destination is. Once you write these things out, it will allow you to create almost like a game plan to help you get from point A to point B. If you know who you are and you know who you want to become, then you know what steps you need to take in order to get you there. Tip #2 is give yourself a price. One of my favorite sermons that I've heard over the years is by a pastor here in New Jersey. His name is Pastor McNulty, and his sermon was called "My Stock is on the Rise." And basically what he was describing is yesterday's price is not today's price. The more work that you do on yourself, your value goes up. So as your value goes up, you start to attract things that align with the values and boundaries that you have set. And so by giving yourself a value, you're not putting like a monetary value. You're not saying that someone can buy you. What you're saying is that this is what I am worth. This is my worth. By giving yourself a price, you're placing a value on your emotions, on your time, on your energy. And once you place a price on that, you will then recognize that behaviors, people, things, situations, environments that don't have the same value as the value that you've placed on yourself are no longer welcome. And so this is going to help you to identify those negative things that are in your life and in your space, and all of the things that don't align with your value on this journey. Is going to be easier for you to remove them and to let those things go. This goes for people, places, and things. So tip number 3 is going to be subsequent to our tip number 2, and it is find your feminine identity. Now, there are so many different types of feminine energy, and I'm sure that you've seen this in mass media. When I think of dark feminine energy, I think of women like Angelina Jolie. I think she has a really good dark feminine energy. It's not masculine, but if you look into her eyes, you just feel like there's something there. But the easiest way for me to explain that is, I don't want us to feel like we have to be cookie cutter. Like, everyone is so different and everyone is so unique. And as I said at the beginning of this video, it is not about being performative. I don't want you to find someone and emulate what they do. I really want you to kind of assess what type of feminine woman you want to be. Now, feminine women are able to operate in masculine energy at times, but some women have a darker feminine energy and a lighter feminine energy. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a subsequent video. However, I want you to identify what type of feminine woman you want to be. Additionally, when we talk about being authentic and learning what your feminine energy is, the easiest way for me to describe this would be, think about cookies. So we know we have chocolate chip, we have macadamia nut, we have, oatmeal raisin. The recipe to make cookies, for the most part, is the same. You need these set of ingredients, you mix them up, you put them in the oven for a certain amount of time, you have cookies, right? But every type of cookie that you make has different ingredients. You don't have to be a chocolate chip. You can be an oatmeal raisin. You don't have to be an oatmeal raisin. You can be a macadamia nut. My point is, as long as the recipe is the same and it is baked at the same amount of time, you are still going to be delicious. So this is what I mean by discovering what your feminine identity is. It does not have to be cookie cutter. It does not have to be like what we see on social media and in mass media. It can be your own mixture, your own batter, your own flavor of cookie, but make sure that it is delicious nonetheless. Tip number 4 is to operate in your feminine energy with everything that you do. So one of the things that I like to do is I think about my day, typically in the morning before I start scrolling on social media, but I think about all of the things that I have to do throughout the day. I have to drop the kids off, I have to, go to the gym, or I'm walking the dog, or something along those lines. But I think about the feminine woman that I am becoming and that I want to be. How would she handle these situations? So I know you may have heard of this popular saying, what would Jesus do? I have changed that into, what would the feminine woman do? And so this just helps to keep femininity at the forefront of my mind. This has helped me tremendously, especially as I'm operating throughout the day. If I'm speaking to someone, one of the things that will come in my head is, how would the feminine woman that you want to become, how would she respond to this? How would she talk about this? How would she present this? How would she present herself in this situation? And so for me, that helps to not only keep up that value proposition that we talked about earlier, because I know what my value is, so I'm not going to speak or operate in a way that does not align with that value that I've placed on myself. More importantly, it allows me to continue to operate in the feminine energy, so that, again, the more you do something, the more consistent that you are with it, you start to become that. This is also a way for me to break those habits that I have set for a very long time, and just, again, in the smallest things that I do throughout the day. It might be the way that I speak to someone at the grocery store. It may be how I allow someone to open up a door for me at the grocery store. Sometimes we do things not realizing that we're operating in masculine energy. So again, if I'm walking into a convenience store and my normal behavior is for me to open up the door, if I see someone standing there, my feminine energy is going to say, okay, let me allow this person to open the door for me, or let me allow this person to help me. So I think about this throughout the day. And again, this is really helpful when you're on your feminine journey, because femininity does not start and stop when we think that it is feasible for us. If you're trying to become a more feminine woman, you need to learn to operate in your feminine energy at all times. And tip number 5, which is my most important tip that I want to share with you guys today, is that femininity benefits you. Okay? We are not trying to become more feminine to benefit a relationship, to attract a man, none of that. This journey is about learning to become your best self and to present yourself the best way that you can. We are showing up for ourselves. So I have to say this because it is very important. You are not becoming feminine for no one else but you. So allow this journey to be beneficial for you and for you alone. So keep in mind that anything that we do that is a self-improvement for self, by extension, is going to help the other people in our life or the people who come in contact with us. However, we are still doing this because it benefits us. It benefits you. So with that, I want you to find you a piece of paper. Again, I am a proud advocate for notebooks and sticky pads and all of the things. So get you a piece of paper, and I want you to think about all of the ways that this femininity journey is going to benefit you. And when I say you, I mean solely you. It's not, oh, I'm going to become softer because it's going to get me this dream job or this dream man. Nope, scratch it off the list. How is this femininity journey going to help you in your personal life? Is it going to help you build your self-worth? Is it going to help you find your value? Is it going to help to boost your confidence? Is it going to make you more assertive? Is it going to make you more sensual? Is it going to make you more sexy? Whatever that reasoning is, write it down. And you should have at least, at minimum, 10 reasons why starting this femininity journey is going to help you. By writing down all of the ways that this femininity journey is going to benefit you, that is going to help you identify your why. This is the most important thing that you can do on any journey, any transformation, any type of self-improvement. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. Your why is the most important thing that you can do in terms of self-discovery and change. So by writing down all of the ways that this journey is going to impact you, it's going to help you identify your why. Once you identify your why, it's going to help you keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're making these necessary changes, especially in those times when it gets very difficult, when you don't feel like actually doing the internal work necessary in order for you to get to the place where you want to be. Keeping your why at the forefront of your mind is going to make it so much easier and so much more rewarding once you get to that destination. In the video description, I have a few links for some free references, as well as a 30-day guide that's going to help you transform your mind, body, and spirit. That is what I have done. It is called the Girl Yes Challenge. If you are serious about learning to become a more bold and ambitious woman, I do have some resources available for you. These are things that I have personally gone through and done, as well as implemented in my life to get me to this point. So if you guys want to get more information on the Girl Yes Challenge, I will have that listed in the video description, as well as some resources like this book, Girl Yes. It is our 30-day guide to becoming more bold, ambitious, and beautiful. If you want to get more information on that as well, I will have everything linked for you in the video description. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that these tips and things that I have shared with you guys today are going to be effective in helping you on your femininity journey. As always, don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up if this video was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next video.